be talking about the Rescue Reef Coral Restoration Project. The University of Miami has created a project called Rescue Reef. This project is created to focus on propagation of staghorn coral in South Florida and to create healthy restored colonies of the corals that have been wiped out in the South. These corals are becoming threatened in South Florida, and there's methods that are impacted from humans that are leading to the minimization of these corals. And there's new corals being grown by the Rescue Reef Project to help restore these colonies, and it's up to us to get involved and to get educated and become active in these projects that they have for us to make the corals better. I've learned about the coral restoration in the past, and I've always been interested in learning about marine life and how human impact has affected them. And I've also snorkeled some reefs in the Keys and seen how there's been an impact of corals that have been destroyed by human impact. After learning about these different methods and impacts that humans have, I've wanted to do more research about this project and be able to educate people and bring them, to want to be able to restore the corals that are being harmed. It's because it's becoming something that Floridians should know about, because it's mostly being affected in South Florida, and we should be educated so that we can stop it. Because in return, it could also help our lives as well. This project has tons of educational links and things that you can get involved with and spread your knowledge around to family and friends. The university has nurseries that are located offshore of Elliott Key, located around Biscayne National Park in the Keys, and they have these things called cinder block platforms that they attach the coral to, and they get about 11 inch corals from natural colonies, and then they propagate them onto the cinder blocks so that they can grow bigger and multiply and have these reefs, to house and help the marine life that are being affected. And it takes about 6 months for them to grow 3 meters. Some of the marine life that are being affected, humans consume as food. And how would you like it if your favorite food was being harmed by yourself, basically, by human impact? The Shark Citizens Science Program is offering participants of the Rescue Reef Project to become educated in the research and be able to go and dive at the nurseries that they've created to do basic colony maintenance and see how the corals have grown and see how the fish are living there again. And it offers a lot of educational purposes, and it also tells you about the causes of the coral being impacted from us. There's bleaching, runoff, overfishing, and carbonic acids that are releasing into the waters that are affecting the corals. Runoffs such as fertilizers and stuff from people's yards. Like if you were to use more organic fertilizers, that would be better. It would stop algae blooms and such things that are overtaking the coral in the oceans. And overfishing, there's a whole bunch of fishermen that drag their nets on the ground of the ocean, and that wipes off some of the corals, that damage them and takes away some of the reefs they may not know that are down there. Many of the reefs offshore of Florida have been replaced by seagrass and mud. According to Professor Brian Lapointe, there is a lot of nitrogen effluents that are spilling out into our oceans from our coastal South Florida cities that are also affecting the algae blooms and other things that are leading to the coral destruction. Yeah, it's just a big problem that we need to be educated about, is using more organic fertilizers and how that really impacts our environment, and how a bunch of our reefs are being destroyed because of what we're releasing into our waters. It's not even just because of the nitrogen effluents or the algae blooms, it's pollution, other trash that we're throwing in the water, and all this other stuff that's running off right into the waters. But the Rescue a Reef project is definitely something that has made a difference so far. I mean, they have a high growth rate. There's 30 times the amount of collected that has grown. There's been 1,800 corals planted in South Florida in these reefs. There's 21 sites that you can do reef excursions on and learn different maintenances and stuff on how to restore the corals. And they've recorded a 92% survival rate, which is pretty good. That means almost all the coral that they've propagated has survived and thrived, produced more coral. Because you can see here that it's 30 times the original amount that they've collected. You can also help out by, you can log on their website and you can make a donation to them to help further their research, and you can become a citizen scientist, which helps you get educated and teaches you how to educate others. And there's just tons of research on the website explaining how we impact and how we can stop the impact and how we can save the environment down there. You can just scroll for hours on there and just become educated about it. And there's just a lot of human impacts that we need to be educated about and that we can stop. Because without us being involved, it's just going to become worse. Many of the Florida coastal cities are really need to just step up to the plate and solve this problem.